of the International Building Codes nor the International Fire Codes since 2008 and 1993 respectively. It has been agreed that the county should be currently utilizing these versions to govern the building and fire codes in White Pine County. Silver Lion has met requirements for agriculture deferred under NRS, and we have a code 693 ag deferred on our tax rolls and on file with Department of Taxation. We certainly meet the criteria under C for agriculture. We have continuously been issued U occupancy statuses from the White Pine County Building Department since we arrived for our buildings. It has been stated by a few that we should be considered commercial rather than agriculture because of the size and cost of our building. Appendix C specifically calls out greenhouses as being ag-related. It additionally allows for 1-story unlimited area and states that Group U ag buildings shall not be limited if the building is surrounded and adjoined by public ways or yards of not less than 60 feet in width, which we are. There is no requirement for a sprinkling system for a 1-story unlimited area agriculture building. National Fire Protection Association, NFPA, created a variety of safety standards that are designed to help reduce the risk of fire. According to their website, the NFPA does not have any enforcement authority on its own, which appears on the surface that these codes are not legally mandatory unless formally adopted by the state and or the county. It appears that the county did not adopt the IECC, which is the International Energy Commission codes, in their 2006 adoption of the IBC. The county adopted the most current IFC, International Fire Code, in 1993 with no mention of adding live fire and safety guidelines to the ordinance. Silver Lion Farms has had to have the plans for our building inspected by numerous professional engineering firms, unlike any other U code buildings, and have additionally had to meet the requirements of unadopted 2018 IBC Uniform Mechanical Code, Uniform Electrical Code, Uniform Plumbing Code, International Energy Code, and International Fire Codes. Utilizing the 1993 adopted IFC standards, we feel that we have far exceeded the requirements of fire life and safety standards for U buildings, and do not feel that the state fire marshal or yet another independent inspector should have to review our plans before we can proceed with our building. As stated in your backup material, Silver Lion Farms respectfully requests that the commission send correspondence to the state fire marshal's office withdrawing the county's request for review of our plans. Okay. Direct the county building official to utilize only codes formally adopted by the White Pine County, specifically identified within the county code, and allow Silver Lion Farms to continue with the construction codes formally adopted by the county. As you will see, currently right now, we are meeting, except for the fire station, the IBC that is set out in 2018 that was not adopted. We have been required to meet that, so we were already there. Again, we sincerely appreciate getting this matter resolved at your very earliest convenience, as this is severely impacting our ability to move forward with our project and creating a huge financial stress that not only threatens the viability of the business, but rules out the feasibility of planned expansion in White Pine County. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Let me grab this.
Oh, sorry.
All right, so that was a bit of a sandbag. I had Silver Lion Farms in my office. I asked them specifically, what did you want from the commission? I wrote down exactly what you told me, and I asked for that today. So,
and I have to say,
you
James,
can finish this one.
Okay, go ahead.
You can ask them for what you want.
We're
I'm not
asking
a part of
for
this.
what exactly you told us with an explanation. And if what we're saying is we have already engineered, and so our argument would be, should we be required to have yet another independent
You
fire
asked for that.
inspection?
You asked for that.
We
So
asked
if
to
you're not asking for that
utilize,
now,
excuse
just-
me, but we asked to utilize what we have already done, and we agreed upon that. Because John White has been, he is a fire protection engineer, and he has been on board with Silver Lion Farms since inception. Is that correct, Rob?
Correct.
He has already done that, so I don't wanna be argumentative with you. I agree with what you're saying.
no, this is fine, I'm not a part of this agenda item. You can continue.
So what we are basically asking for, and Mr. Beecher is correct, the only part that we don't want to see happen again, because the building inspector's comment was, they're going to have somebody that is ICC or IFEC or whatever it is, certified. And we would say that and I have a copy of our plans that we submitted to the county, to the fire marshal, signed off by engineering firms on every item that have not been adopted by White Pine County. So we have no problem at all going by what we've already done. We've done it, it's done, including our own privately paid for engineer that we privately had to pay for a fire flow person as well because of the fire station. We're not arguing with that. What we're saying is, we already have that. We have it. And if it's required again, as Mr. Christensen said, he wants yet another private inspector to review this. And so what we're saying is, we've already met that burden. And if we're required to do that, is it required under the 2006 or the 1993 IFC? We're fine if we have to do it, but I don't know where the legality is.
This is my advice to the commission. That the commission should not be making these determinations on whether they've already met this or not. The commission should direct the building department to hold Silver Lion Farms to the standard of the building codes that we have adopted, which are the 2006 IBC, the 1991 Uniform Fire Code. And then don't go beyond that. Beyond that, that is the job for the building official. That person is the expert, not me, and I don't think the commission.
Mr. Beecher, I have a question. Under the C designations as far as agriculture, where the fire marshal is technically not able to go ahead unless we request that he does the fire safety inspection. Am I correct with that?
Correct.
Okay.
That's not, that doesn't have to do with C, but yes, the state fire marshal does
Or the ag building.
inspections
Yeah,
at the request of the commission.
okay. So I'm comfortable with withdrawing the request for the county.
I'm comfortable with that too.
Okay, so that maybe we should take these in pieces and parts under,
I would like, yes, but I would like the motion to be a single motion since we have a
okay,
single.
all right then. That we formally withdraw from the state fire marshal in regards to Silver Lion being a ag building under
Can I propose can I just propose a
yeah, I'm
motion?
trying to make sure that I make this concise and simple because of all the other stuff that's surrounding it, so it doesn't create more confusion.
This is what I would like to see. A motion to withdraw White Pine County's request to the state fire marshal of inspecting Silver Lion Farms. and directing the building department to hold Silver Lion Farms to the building codes that we have passed, which is 2006 IBC, 1991 Uniform Fire Code.
That's fine.
What he said,
Okay.
that would be my motion, okay?
I think that's why we have the legal advice to this commission, so we can get a full understanding of exactly what's gonna take place. Your motion, I think it's good by me.
Yeah, with
and I
the
think
silver,
we can-
yes,
can-
that we withdraw
Yeah, I can second
from
that.
this, okay.
I can second that motion. A quick comment, just personally, I'm so sorry that you guys are having to put up with bureaucracy. And I'm thankful for the patience that you put out this above and beyond what I probably would have dealt with, and this would infuriate me as a person. And, I really appreciate what Silver Line is doing in this community, and I don't wanna do anything that would, hinder the momentum that they have.
And we appreciate the relationship that we have with White Pine County. And we don't want to ask for any special favors or anything else. We just want to be a good partner to White Pine County, and we want to be able to move forward with this because we do see a big benefit for White Pine County and us as well. So we appreciate that, and I think we're just fine with, as long as we can use what is formally adopted, we have no issue with that at all.
No.
Okay. And Jill, did you get all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll listen to the recording.
Okay, and if you have any questions, give me a call.
Well, yeah.
All right, thank you.
I'd like the motion to be, whoever makes the motion, to be, it's already been done.
I made the motion
Okay.
because I don't know, I wasn't able to write quick enough what he was saying, and that sounded appropriate so far as that White Pine County withdraws from the state fire marshal on for Silver Lion review, and that that the building inspector follows what the building codes that White Pine County has adopted back in 2006, so far as the IBC, and in 1993,
1991
I'm sorry, of the IFC,
of the Uniform Fire Code.
of the Uniform Fire Code. See, there we go.
Are we clear on the motion and the second, James?
Yes.
Okay. We have a motion by Lori and a second by Ian.
Sorry.
That's okay. Is there any other comment by anybody on the commission? Anybody? Travis, you got any comment on it?
Sounds good.
Okay, so now with no other comment by the commission and the motion on the floor and the second, I'll look for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? Passed unanimous. Thank you very much for your
Thank
time.
you very much, we appreciate it.
Okay. So now we are gonna go back, because we're moving along here pretty good. We're gonna go back to page 2, I think it is. Page 2, it's a 9:30 timed item. Item B, it's the road commission. And item 1 is discussion on primary and secondary roads within White Pine County and county facilities completed and future projects, communications, and governmental agencies. Bill Calderwood, Public Works Director.
Good morning.
Morning, Bill.
Road maintenance activities are between June 11th and July 15th. Roads receiving maintenance, Rogers Roads, 8 Mile, Chimcrip, Kinsley, First West in Lund, Brotherton Road in Preston, K Valley, the Marupho Road, Kalamazoo, and the Gibson Road in Lund. We are continuing with our mag chloriding process. The roads that have received mag chloride in this time frame are the Bench Road, Club 50, and the Birch Road. I put a note on here that every grader is running with at least 1 or 2 water trucks. When it's dry like this, it definitely slows the process down. We continue screening material in the North Steptoe gravel pit. So we'll plan to do a capping project in the Montneva area. We added our final application of stabilization to Avenue D and prep for chipping. And 17.5 hours go towards the city of Ely and our assistance agreement that we have that we report monthly to you. We swept and washed Clark and Campton streets for the 4th of July weekend, and the maintenance painted all the curbs and cleaned it up. It was a really nice good weekend. We hauled some gravel to the McGill pool. They had some areas, that the maintenance department needed access to, so they hauled some gravel there to keep them, so we weren't tracking mud into our portion of the building. We certified 4 employees for flagging. We completed all the mowing at the airport. Cattle guard was cleaned on 212 North. And we added our final application of stabilization oil to Mitchell and Oxborough. I want to say for George, I'm not sure if I should, but for George.
I got you. It's only 30+ years, but I appreciate that.
And we replaced stop signs in McGill on Avenue K and the Circle Drive. We've started mowing the McGill lanes. We didn't get through them all as of yet. They assisted the maintenance department. We did some cold patching here with the new Veterans Park Memorial sign. We sprayed weeds the road department's property. And then now White Pine County, it was the city of Ely 24 hours and for the assistance, the city county assistance agreement. And I've just supplied a couple pictures. Avenue D in front of Wheeler Machinery. That was the final adding of that oil. We have a picture of Oxborough, and that's the final add of stabilization oil, and Mitchell the same. Is there any questions?
Anyone got a question, Bill, on the presentation? I see none. Travis, you got any? See none and hear none, so
I'm good.
I appreciate it, Bill. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
And now we'll go to item 2. Item 2 is discussion for possible action, the approval of the minutes from the road commission meetings held on June 9th, 2021 and June 23rd, 2021. Are there any additions, corrections, or subtractions? Hearing none, I'll look for a motion to approve the minutes from the road commission meetings. Motion by Ian.
Second.
Second by Shane. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, none, passed unanimous. That takes us to, thank you, Bill. That takes us to, what time is it? 10 to 10, so we'll go back, and our next timed item is at 10 o'clock, so we're gonna go back. Bill, you wanna come back up?
On the way.
We're gonna be on page 4 under department heads, item C. 1, Bill Calderwood, Public Works Director. Item A is discussion for possible action, the approval of a contract for cleaning services at the White Pine County Justice Center Courthouse between White Pine County and Accurate Building Services. The annual contract amount is $17,028 with an additional $4,860 budgeted for additional cleaning services if requested by White Pine County.
Thank you. The $17,028 is the contract amount, and then when you add the $4,860, that is the actual, what the commission approved in the budget for cleaning, and which we'll leave in there in case we need some additional. But the reduction in cost, meeting with the district attorney's office and the judges, there are some areas that we took out of cleaning for these employees because we have our own staff that will pick up the judges' chambers and the DA's office as they need it. Okay? Is there any questions on the contract?
Anyone? Hearing none, I'll look for a motion to approve the contract for cleaning in the Justice Center.
Move to approve as presented.
Motion by Shane. Need a
Second.
Second by Travis. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Passed unanimous. Item B. Again, we're on page 4 under department heads. Item B is discussion. Annual update activity summary report for the maintenance and parks personnel hours.
Just bring this before you every year. The maintenance parks personnel are 100% funded through the general fund. So we like to let you know what we do outside of the general fund. So if you're questioned by the public, you'll have those kind of answers, what kind of support we do. This year, on the back page of the backup material, 41% of the hours are outside of the general fund, and that is actually a decrease. I I think last year we were over 50% outside of the general fund. So that would be fairgrounds, McGill, Ruth, those kind of entities that are outside. But, so it is trended back, so we're doing more work inside of the general fund. Any questions on that?
Anyone? Hearing none, this was a discussion item, and only a discussion update, so we can move on, right, James?
Yes.
Okay. We'll just move on to item C under Mr. Calderwood. Discussion for update again on the FY 2021 balance owed to the general fund for trading work between the Parks and Maintenance and the Road Department. Journal entry amount of $14,278.55.
So what this item is any work that the maintenance does for the road department, we keep a spreadsheet and we track those costs. Any work that the road department does for the maintenance and parks department, we track that. So example would be Marriage Field. The only way that we could adequately attempt to sweep Marriage would be with the road department's assistance. So we just trade these back and forth. And last year, when I brought this before you, I believe the road department owed about $9,000. This year, the trend is still going that way, so I decided on July 1st with Elaine's assistance, we'll just start with a zero balance. So at that point in time, at the end of last fiscal year, the road department owed the general fund / parks maintenance $14,278.55. So she's made that journal entry, and now starting July 1st, both entities will be even and will continue to trade. I just decided to do it because it was starting to get a little lopsided. Any questions on that?
Anyone? Travis, anything you got a comment?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so we are going to, that was just an update, right?
Yep.
So that's all we need to do. I think that's it for you, Bill, right? Thank you.
Oh,
Do you have anything else we need to know? All right, right now, we got a few minutes here. We're gonna go on to, Elizabeth has a lot, Rainey does today. So we're gonna go to page 6 and deal with the consent agenda. Can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion to approve?
Motion by Lori, second by Ian. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none, passed unanimous. Same thing on page 6. Item 4 is untimed items. Item A is discussion for possible action, the approval of the minutes for the county commission meeting held on July 14, 2021. Any additions, corrections, or subtractions?
No, motion to approve the minutes of July 14th, 2021.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Ian. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none. So what we're going to do right now is the rest of our items that we have, as far as I can tell, are timed items.
Not the airport man.
Mark, are you here? I didn't see
No,
him,
I'm
that's
not
why I
seeing
didn't
it.
mention it. So,
Let's go ahead and then maybe when you want to start Elizabeth's.
no, I think what we want to do here, because we've got 7 minutes, Elizabeth's are all kind of long. So let's take a 7-minute break, and then we'll come back and be right on target with the 10 o'clock timed item, which is a CDBG public hearing. So let's take 7 minutes, be back here at 10, and do the 10 o'clock. Right on schedule here, so it's at 10 o'clock on page 2, CDBG public hearing number 1. Number 1, the public hearing, discussion, and public input on the possible activities to be included in the application for funding on the next fiscal year's July 1st, 2022 to June 30th, 2023 on the State Community Development Block Grant Program. Elaine, did you miss something?
Well,
Or
Tabitha
Tabitha,
is
okay, Tabitha's here.
gonna take this one.
Yeah, sorry, since Elizabeth's not here, I wanted to touch on a few things that are required by CDBG. This public hearing is to inform the public of the past funding, current funding, and future funding through this program. Included in your backup and on the agenda backup is a list of past funding through CDBG. I believe, let's see, sorry, excuse me. It's also on the county website, under economic development, and then under grants, and then under CDBG, or if the public would like to look at it. In total, we've been granted a little under $4 million. And this funding is for projects that increase economic development. You have to hit one of their 3 objectives, which is slum and blight, urgent need, or low to moderate income. And some idea of the past projects that we've had is slum and blight demolition projects, planning projects, and sewer projects. Some of the projects that have been suggested so far have been a second phase to the McGill GID's sewer pond lining project, a second phase to the flag ditch in McGill. The Baker GID has suggested a project, and then we've also looked at slum and blight and roof, and I believe there's a few people here to present those projects. But again, there will be 3 public meetings. This is the first of 3, just to inform the project and get response to ideas for the future funding. A pre-application will be due in February, and then a final will be due around May. And if you guys have any if you need any additional help or information, the public can contact me. My number is 775-293-6594, or you can email me at tabithahamilton@whitepinecounty.whitepinecountyND.gov. And then the rest is just public info.
Thank you. Okay, this is a public hearing, and is there anyone in the public that would like to comment on some of these proposed projects or what we're looking at? Tabitha's giving you a rundown of what we need as far as the time frame up into and including next May. So we'll go ahead and take any public input that you'd like to see done. Come forward, please, Mary.
Well, I'm secretary to the Wigtown Council, and we're working on our history, our mining history, which is a valuable part of our county. And we want to put a museum up there. We have all the artifacts from Wigtown that the mine gave us 30 years ago. They're in my garage. I've been going through the boxes. And I have a lot of old timers that want to give us stuff because they think if they die, it'll get thrown away. And we want to get a museum up in Ruth because we have the Fallen Miners Memorial. I have 620 guys on that memorial now. And that lot that you guys gave us where Jack Smith had his gas station, we're putting old mining equipment that we're purchasing. A lot of it's from Kennecott, so that's good. But we really need a grant for a building in Ruth. You know, the old church would be wonderful, but they didn't put any of the buildings in Ruth on a foundation, they just put them on wood. That's just how they did the towns in Ruth, probably East Eden too. But we would really like to have a grant to show off our history, because our mining history made White Pine County. And it would be really nice to have a museum up there.
Okay, thank you, Tabitha. Right, take any notes?
I talked to Tabitha, she's been really good about sharing.
All right, this is a public hearing on the CDBG grants. Is there anyone else out in the audience that would like to make a comment or a suggestion of what might be a good project for us to look into? We have some, like you said, the Slam Ditch, the Sewer Ditch, Baker, now Ruth, but please come forward, state your name.
Good morning, my name's Rob Wire, and I'm with the Nevada Rural Water Association out of Carson City. And I'm here today to speak on behalf of the Baker General Improvement District that has submitted to the state and the USDA an application for a grant to